Hello, this is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman from the Jewish Executive Learning Network. Hope everybody is enjoying their Pesach prep. I'd like to thank TorahAnytime.com for the special opportunity they've extended me once again to participate in the Burst of Inspiration series we're recording right now on Sunday, a couple days away from Passover. A few words of insight that'll hopefully get you in the right frame of mind as you prepare for the holiday. A couple insights. So, here's something I'd like to ask you to focus on, and we'll tie it together, some nice divrei Torah, words of Torah for the holiday. So if you look at the Passover Haggadah, when you begin the Passover Seder, you see the steps delineated over there by which we have the Seder. And it starts out with Kadesh, and then Orchatz, and then Karpas, and Yachatz. Those are the steps. I'm not going to sing it for you, Kadesh, Orchatz, but we know that's how it begins. So Kadesh means to sanctify, make holy. That refers to when we pick up the Kiddush cup and we make Kiddush. That's Kadesh. Next one is Orchatz, which means it's like Rechitza, which means to wash. When we wash, Netilas Yadayim, we wash our hands. So Kadesh, Orchatz. First we make Kiddush and then we wash. So the commentaries say something very interesting over here, and that Kadesh means to sanctify. Orchatz means to wash, like to wash off. Normally, the commentaries explain you would expect it would be the opposite. First, it should be orchatz, you wash yourself off, you spiritually prepare yourself, you remove from yourself your schmutz, and then you're ready to have sanctity, you're ready to have kedusha, you're ready to have holiness. So why is it come Pesach, it's kadesh, and then orchatz? First you sanctify, and then you wash. So understanding this reveals a big insight into one of the foundation ideas of the holiday, and that is, come Pesach, a person is able to jump into Kedusha, jump into sanctity. You're able to jump into spirituality, even if you don't feel like you're all there, you're ready to make a comeback. A lot of us, we took upon ourselves at the beginning of the year, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, what we call Kabbalah, spiritual acceptances, things we wanted to work on, ideas, the kind of Jews and human beings we wanted to become. And maybe we didn't live up to it. But comes Passover, there's a spiritual power built into the fabric of the holiday that you could jump into holiness. Don't worry if you don't feel like you're all there and everything you're supposed to be. God is ready. He's ready to take you. Just do Kadesh, jump into sanctity, go, Seder, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And once the holiday begins, then you can work on yourself even more, orchatz, and wash off yourself whatever you need to. Kadesh, orchatz, let's run. Now, understanding this idea actually reveals a beautiful insight into the name of the holiday. A lot of times we refer to the name of a holiday so commonly we don't even think what it means. Passover is what we call it in English. In the Torah, it's called Pesach, right? That's what we call it certainly in Hebrew. There's other names in the Chumash and Chazal for it, but it's called Passover, Pesach. Pesach means to jump over, skip over. Why do we call it Pesach? Very simple idea. It's called Pesach because Hashem made sure that when came for the Makas B'chairis, the killing of the firstborn, the 10th plague, what did Hashem do? Yeah, the Malach HaMavis, the angel of death, skipped over, passed over the homes of the Jewish people, and he killed the firstborn of the Egyptians, the Mitzrayim, and he left us alone. So it passed over. Now, if you know Torah thought, you know that the name of a holiday represents the essence of that holiday. And the name of something in broader Torah thought represents the essence of that thing. Yom Kippur is called Yom Kippur because it's Yom, a Yom of Kapara, a day of atonement, so that's why it's called Yom Kippur. Rosh Hashanah is called Rosh Hashanah because it's the head of the new year. So the holiday's name goes to the essence of what today is about. Passover has to do with Pesach, jumping over, skipping over. Pesach is about jumping over, skipping over. What does that have to do with the name of the holiday? Meaning, that's the name of the holiday, but that's the essence of the holiday? Or I'll put it this way in modern terms. If Hashem had chosen to kill the Egyptians by causing them to have a heart attack somehow, the firstborn of the Egyptians, and not by sending the angel of death to the homes of the Egyptians, so would the name of the holiday been called a heart attack? That's the name of the holiday? Now, I understand Pesach refers to the fact that Hashem skipped over in the form of the angel of death the homes of the Jewish people, but that's the whole holiday? I would have thought it had to do with freedom or liberation. Tova, you're popping into the camera. Step over there. Okay, good. It's a Sunday. You got kids in the car recording a cute video now. Yeah? They're enjoying it. Okay, she's trying not to laugh. Thank you, Mamala. Okay, let's keep going. So Pesach has to do with jumping over. So how's that then the essence of the holiday? It seems to be a tangential side aspect of the holiday. So I'll tell you the answer. The answer comes out like this. Many, many commentaries say that there's a spiritual power on Pesach that we're allowed to jump over, skip over spiritual levels. Normally, during the year, if you want to grow in any aspect of your life, you take it one step at a time, one rung of the ladder at a time. That's what you're supposed to do it. Otherwise, you could, God forbid, fall and hurt yourself, spiritually or otherwise. Comes Pesach, you're able to jump into Kedusha, jump into sanctity. You go past the Orchatz, you might not be all the way ready there yet. You jump into sanctity, Kadesh, and then you do the Orchatz. Passover, there's a power in the holiday that you're able to skip over many levels of spiritual elevation and reach levels that you might not otherwise be ready to. You're ready to jump over, jump in, and pass over levels you're not ready, and just go for it, because Hashem is going to help you and take you to levels you might not be ready for yet, or so you think. And in fact, this is why there is commandment in the Torah. One of the 613 commandments is to remember every day that Hashem took the Jewish people out of Mitzrayim. It's one of the 613 mitzvahs in the Torah. That's one of the 613 mitzvahs in the Torah. I wrote down the pasuk for you in English. It's a book of Devarim, Deuteronomy 16:13 says, so that you will remember the day of your departure from the land of Egypt all the days of your life. That's a mitzvah in the Torah. That's a mitzvah in the Torah. That's a mitzvah in the Torah, to remember every day that Hashem took the Jewish people out of Egypt. Simple question is, wait a minute, if you didn't have a mitzvah every day to remember that, are you going to come and forget? Are you really going to forget the story about Makos and Mitzrayim and Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim? You really going to come and forget that if God didn't give you a mitzvah every day to remember that? Are you really going to come and forget that? So, and that's one question. Another question is, we say in the Haggadah that even if all the Jewish people were wise and elders and knowledgeable in the Torah, we would still be obligated to relate the story of Metzias from Mitzrayim. And you might ask, similarly, why would a sage, an elderly person, a big Torah scholar, what are you going to gain by repeating the Passover story again and again? So the Slonimer Rebbe in the Siva Shalom answers this question very beautifully, ties in what we're saying up to now. And that is, we have to know that the reason God gave us a mitzvah to repeat the Passover story again and again and again, it's not in order to remind us of the facts and what actually happened and the actual story and the details. It's for a Jew to know that no matter how low you think you are, what level you think you fall into, God is always willing to take you back. You can always come back. There's always an open door. Hashem took the Jewish people out of the 49th level of spiritual impurity in Mitzrayim, and He took us back. He spiritually brought us back to life, and He did basically the same thing. Kadesh, He sanctified us by taking us out and selecting us, and then in the days from leaving Egypt until He gave us Torah Har Sinai, we did the Orchatz, we worked on ourselves, we cleaned up our shmutz. God wants us to remember all the time this mitzvah that He took us out of Mitzrayim, to understand that there is a way back. There is sometimes openings, and Passover is the key one, that you can jump many, many levels. You can skip over. You can come back. It doesn't matter how far you've fallen. Hashem also wants you to come back. I'd like to share with you in the last minute one other idea. On the Shabbos of Chol Hamoed Pesach, we read from the Navi Yecheskel, the prophet Ezekiel Yecheskel, a section that deals with Chias HaMesim, resurrection of the dead. That in the future, after Mashiach comes, there's going to be a resurrection of the dead, that all the Jewish people are going to come back to life, and all the righteous of the nations of the world. And we read that on Pesach. Why do we read that on Pesach? So if you look in the Torah, in Hilchos Pesach Arachaim, he brings from Rav Haigain one reason, not time for that now, I'll tell you one reason that occurred to me. I believe for myself that one of the reasons Hashem wants you to read about Chias HaMesim, resurrection of the dead coming back to life on Pesach, is for this idea, this nakuda, and that is that even if you yourself feel spiritually flat as a pancake, you feel spiritually dead, you're not davening like you're supposed to, you're not learning Torah like you're supposed to, not giving chesed like you're supposed to others, kindness, You're not what you're supposed to be, and you know it. You basically are spiritually flatlined. Don't you worry. This is a time of year for Tchias HaMesim. This is a time of year for the resurrection of the dead, even if spiritually you yourself are that person. Anyway, I wish you a beautiful, beautiful Pesach. I don't want to keep going too much more. Thank my children for being cooperative with Tati in the car and giving me, and there's multiple in here, multiple kids in the car right now who've been very cooperative. I hope you enjoy. Have a Chag Kosher v'Sameach. Beautiful Pesach. This Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman, the Jewish Executive Learning Network. Thank you so much for checking out this little video clip. Hope it gave you some ideas, things to work on and key in on the holiday. I hope you'll follow my classes, my shiurim at TorahAnytime.com. Also, if you check out my YouTube channel, just type in Rabbi Bregman, subscribe there as well. I have some unbelievable content for you. If you need to reach out to me directly, my pleasure. My email is director@jeln.org. Have a beautiful Pesach, and I look forward to hearing how you are able to elevate yourself. Have a gorgeous holiday. Thanks. Bye.